John Park, big name, going through to round 3 of the competition. That double sealing a victory over Mick McGowan. Let's hear from John Park now with Rod.
John, you could have picked an easier opener than Mick McGowan, I think it's fair to say, so you must be pretty pleased with that.
Well, yeah, it's always tough, and he actually came up at times, and we were both a little inconsistent, but I think we both showed some class at times. A pretty fair first round match, and I'm very happy to win it.
You've reached the final of this competition before, so no problem with the format for you. A lot of players struggle with it.
A lot of luck involved. I've had a lot of tough draws, and I've got by some of that, and I haven't in other times, but you know, I think it's fair. One thing I thought was fair is at least we both, that was our first game tonight. So sometimes it's harder playing a guy just come off the board winning and he's hot, you know. So maybe we were both a little cold and that's why we were spotty.
What do you hope for in the draw? A guy that you know well, one of the top stars, or a guy that's lower ranked and you don't know so much about?
Well, I'd like to have the guy I never heard of so he can beat me and then I can go home the next day and then I've heard of him.
Hopefully that won't happen. We'll see you in the next round, John.
Thank you.
I thought he'd rather have that than Phil Taylor. Steve Dolan beating Phil Curry, nicknamed Powder. They both play for the same pub. Dolan through. That's Louis Blundell from Chorley. Just missed out on the Worlds, beating Ian Joplin. You may recognise this man. Steve Grubb lost to Phil Taylor at the World Championship in the first round. Through this time, beating Per Renan. He represents the Carpenters Arms in Stroud. Johnny Haynes, a 6-5 victory for him over Andy Pearce. A lot of them going the distance. Board number 7, Paul Rowley. Another happy man, 25 years on the circuit, making his TV debut. And on board 5, Ken Mather, qualified from Cheetham Hill Cricket Club in Manchester. Got a few fans here tonight, hasn't he?
Ken, well done. I don't think I've ever heard a crowd like that on the outside board. Are they with you this lot?
Yeah, thank you very much. Good support from the pub where I play from, the Shamrock.
Down the road in Salford?
Yeah, it's in Little Upland, yeah, where I come from, yeah.
Now you've had to tread the longest road of all tonight because you had to play a prelim game as well.
Right, yeah, I play well in there as well. So just keep going as far as I can.
A little bit edgy at the end on that match double. I think you missed 6 starts for the match, didn't you?
Yeah, but it's one of them things, it's nerves. It's always nerves.
And Dennis Smith next, so it's a big game coming up for you.
Bring them on, all I say.
And they'll be there too, I guess, won't they?
They will be, yeah, they'll be.
Good luck, Ken.
Thank you very much, thank you.
Ken Mather seems to have brought half of Manchester with him, Rod Harrington.
Yeah, it's always nice when you get a bit of crowd behind you, Dave, especially if you're new to this big stage. You get a few of your mates behind you shouting and screaming, and hopefully it puts off your opponent a little bit as well, of course.
Manu's always got a bit of support with him, Wayne Mardle. How do you see this going against Les Fitton?
Do you know, this is a tough game for Wayne. Les has already played one game, so he's coming on the big stage, you know, knowing his rhythm. Wayne hasn't been in the game really for 2 to 3 months. This is a tough game. I mean, Les Fitton, 7-2 they were giving him to beat Wayne. I think there's a few people have had a piece of that.
I wonder whether there's any nerves with Wayne Mardle, having been out for a little while, back on the big stage, with a point to prove after what happened in the Premier League.
Well, certainly, I think he's probably up there. He looks cool. I spoke to him earlier and he looked cool. He said his practice has been going, you know, very good. He hasn't been overdoing it. But he's up there. He knows that Les has played that one game, and that is so important that Fitton's played that one game, and Wayne is really up against it in this league.
Just loosens the arm a bit, that.
Yeah, it does, Dave. It just settles you down. You know what your form is, especially if you've topped out on the doubles. If you've had a great percentage on the doubles in that first game, you're coming in knowing all about it.
Don't forget, following this one, Paul Nicholson, Gary Anderson. We'll be talking about that a little bit later on. Let's head to commentary, though. Stuart Pike, Dave Lanning.
Joined us in time for that 116 checkout from Les Fitton there, the local boy, comes from Radcliffe, which is literally just down the road from us here in Bolton. And that was an impressive opener, 116 to checkout. Mardle, of course, making his televised comeback, Stuart. Looks good, says he feels good. but he's such a mood player, and I'm sure that Wayne would have loved to have had a much more jet-propelled start to this match.
Yeah, great darts though from Mardle to bang in that treble 18. And there's Donna, his wife, his biggest supporter, of course. And that a real pressure game this for Wayne Mardle, because Fitton, and we've seen Les Fitton on Sky Sports screens many times over the years. Not in the recent past, because he left the PDC, but he's played in the World Championships at Blackpool, in Dublin, and you know, he was in the top 32 in the PDC. He is a really, really good player and a potential banana skin for Mr. Mardle.
Absolutely. 4 times in the World Championship, Les Fitton's appeared, and twice in the UK Open by my reckoning. Mardle, of course, his best UK Open was the last 16 in 2004. So he hasn't many tender memories. And Fitton looking at another big finish there, but now Mardle's on a chance here. 106 for Wayne. Treble 20 the first dart. 86 now, treble 18. Would have left double 16. County Cross looked for treble 16. And Fitton on 77 to go 2 up, Stuart.
Well, this really will pile the pressure on Mardle. First to 6. 18 surely would leave tops. 2-0 and a break. Well, Mardle has problems. Les Fitton, they call him the natural. That's why 2-0 it is.
Yes, a natural talent and an impressive opening. And Fitton has the look of a golfer who has parred the first hole.
Well, elsewhere around the boards, you can see there Adrian Gray over on board 6 in trouble. Dave Askew needing just 1 to win. Matt Clark and Alex Roy over on board 4. A real battle there, as we see Mardle hit a 180, the first of the match here on the main stage. Wayne Atwood leading 4-3 over on board 8. And Wayne Mardle here on board 1 has a few problems, but he has hit a maximum and can't afford really to lose any more ground. You talked about Les Fitton, Dave. Reached the last 32 twice here in Bolton. In 2003, 2004, with darts like this.
Yeah, it's a tough old match for Wayne Mardle, just the sort of opponent you try to avoid. And reminder that it's the first to 6 legs, best of 11.
45.
And Wayne not looking on top of his game by any stretch of imagination. Fitton on 198, less these.
Yeah, just to let you know also, former World Championship finalist Kurt Shepherd is another victim. He is out, beaten 6-3 by Bristol's Steve Brown. Here, Wayne Mardle, despite hitting a 180 at the start of this third leg, could find himself 3-0 down. Fitton has been perfect on the doubles so far.
Yeah. Treble 18 would have left double 12, now 20.
58.
And Mardle needs this 99 now, and he'll need 3 darts to hit it.
This to break back. Well, he go for double top. Oh, unlucky. Well, Mardle's face tells the story. It was in, and it was out.
Well, that really is desperately bad luck for the Sunshine Boy. Double 10 now for Fitton, just to rub in the agony.
Wayne Mardle admits this is by far his worst tournament. He really doesn't like it at Bolton. But talking to him before, Dave, he said he was right, he was ready, he was in the mood, he was fully 100% recovered from the bad dose of mumps that he suffered a month or so ago, which ruled him out in the last 4 weeks of the Premier League. Saw him in hospital 3 times as well, Wayne Mardle. But I wonder if it's going to be your night. That's what happens. Fitton, look at that, really impressive 94, but Mardle just misses double top.